This is the third part of Chapter 3's videos on infant and early childhood physical development. We're going to talk about the development of senses, our senses. So smell, taste, and touch. Newborns are born with a keen sense of smell. The smell actually develops 28 weeks after conception. So before they are even born, they can smell. So when they are born, they prefer the smell of pleasant smelling things, and they will react negatively to unpleasant smells like ammonia or other smells that we're usually repulsed by. So newborn babies, even if they are not breastfed, prefer the smell of breast milk. And they can identify their mother by smell very early on. Taste is another sense that newborns have highly developed right from the start. They prefer sweet to bitter and sour tastes. Infants are sensitive to touch and respond reflexively to touch. They can feel pain. It wasn't too long ago that the belief was that infants do not feel pain, and they would actually perform circumcisions on little boys without any pain medication because they did not believe that newborns could feel pain, when indeed they can. The least developed sense is vision. They can hear. Infants are sensitive to music and can distinguish different musical sounds. They can identify their mother's voice, and they will respond positively to music, to their father's voice, to people's voices that they have heard before they were even born. So it's very neat. Their sense of hearing is well developed. So their least developed at birth is vision, and newborns can see best around 12 inches. So really about the distance between where a mother would hold her newborn at the breast to her eyes. That's see best within 12 inches. Okay? By 1 year old, they can see as well as adults, so they have normal vision. So within that first year, so much is happening in terms of vision development. So we can see color by about 4 months. Infants use several cues to understand depth perception. There is this test that you can do. It's called the visual cliff, to be able to test if a little one has depth perception. It's set up like this, and there's glass over here in between the mom and the newborn, and so the little one, if they will crawl across to say the mom, and they don't hesitate where it looks like they might fall, but really there's glass there. If they do not hesitate and they just walk right across and not worry about falling, then they don't have depth perception. As they get more towards their being 1 year old, they're going to hesitate right there. They're going to hesitate and go, oh, geez, it looks like I could fall off of this. So by about 1 year old, they have that depth perception. And that's going to help them actually in being able to use their gross motor skills, be able to walk. Without depth perception, it can be a little bit difficult to figure out where to place your feet and be able to stop and go. So that's around 1 year old. Little ones prefer faces over other stimulus. They're naturally attracted to faces. They prefer to look at them. What else is happening? Little ones learn to coordinate information from different senses as they develop. Be able to pull in sound as well as vision, and be able to make a mental picture in their mind, taking that information from many different senses. All right, so looking more at what's going on psychologically a little bit in there, the development of self-awareness. So self-awareness and our self-concept, understanding that we are a separate being, that we are our own individual, separate of our caretaker of others, that will start to develop around 18 months, okay? So there's this test that you can do. It's called the Rouge test, okay, to test self-awareness. This little baby at 9 months had paint put on, or makeup put on their nose, and the little one just kind of looks at the mirror and is like, oh, that's funny, whatever. You know, they're not even realizing that that is them. Now, by 20 months, so after 18 months, they're going to look at that dot on their nose and try to brush it off. They realize that that is them in the mirror. Okay, so that's one way that you can test to see if a little one has self-awareness. There's a video in the additional videos that will look at that Rouge test a little bit more. Okay, so theory of mind comes about after self-awareness. It will slowly come about. It's usually fully developed by age 5. And what theory of mind is they understand that others may have different beliefs and different thoughts than they do. All right? They become a little bit less egocentric. They understand that when they take a toy away from somebody, that they inside may feel happy, but that somebody else may feel sad. So theory of mind is seeing others' perspectives. It's awareness of one's own thought processes and social cognitions. They begin to understand that others can hold false beliefs or hold information that they themselves don't have in their own brain, okay? So as they have this theory of mind around age 5, it becomes fully developed, they're going to start asking a whole bunch of questions. This is the age where it starts to get a little crazy because little ones 4, 5, 6 years old are just going to ask questions constantly. Why? Why is this happening? How does that happen? And it's some people are going to think that's kind of annoying and it's going to drive them crazy, but really what it shows is that this little one has a theory of mind. They understand that the knowledge inside of their parents' mind is different than the knowledge that they have. This is a developmental milestone. They start understanding that they have this self-awareness that others are different than them. This is huge. Theory of mind is needed to be able to become fully empathetic, compassionate people. So it's a huge developmental milestone, and it starts happening ages 2 to 5, really fully developed by about age 5. Comes about after self-awareness. So self-awareness can come about between ages, 15 to 18, usually before about 20 months. They start understanding that they are separate. They're going to start brushing off the rouge off of their nose when they look into the mirror. And then over the next few years, their theory of mind is more fully developed. And there's a video that's going to look at this more in depth. A way that you can test theory of mind is the Sally Ann test, and one of the additional videos will explain that a bit more.